Hello, everyone. This is Ebony Vaughn, and as always, I come to you by way of Nexus Wellness Group. Happy New Year's! I am so excited. As always, I'm always excited to come and share with you a word that I think is encouraging, equipping, and empowering. And even as we start this year, I want to talk about something that I truly believe is important whether we are leaders or just in our own personal lives, and that is rhythm and pace. Oftentimes I think we struggle with the all or nothing complex, right? And what I mean by that is oftentimes we establish in our minds what we want to do, when we want to do it, and how long we want it to take to get it done. And then what happens is life, and it requires pivots, and sometimes it requires shifts. And many times, or I will say more times than not, it forces some of us, because of our way of thinking, to just not do whatever that thing is anymore. And what comes with that is regret. What comes with that is disappointment, because we don't always allow ourselves to shift and to pivot the way that we need to. And so this afternoon, what I want to talk about is just the important for us not to focus on the whole idea of all or nothing, but I want us to focus on what is our rhythm. In 2026, I want us to begin to look at the needed rhythm in each of our lives, the unique rhythm of each of our lives, because here's what I believe, and here's what I have learned throughout my journey through purpose. Pace is wisdom, right? Because it's not always about meeting and accomplishing the timeline that we have established, but what it is about is understanding that endurance and longevity matters, right? That is the intensity that we need, not only as leaders, not only as spirit filled and God led people. It is important for us to understand that our endurance and our ability to remain steadfast in the thing in which God has called us is the most important thing, right? Longevity, it requires us giving ourselves permission to pivot when necessary. Because I'm going to tell you something, sustainable growth, it's not loud, it's consistent. Okay. And many of us, if we reflect and we really do that introspective work in our lives, we can be honest with ourselves and say that maybe one of my biggest problems is consistency. Okay. What I understand is, as leaders, we don't have to rush to be effective, but what we do need to be is clear on our assignment and on our path. As long as we are clear on our assignment and who gave it to us, then longevity and endurance should be the focus and the goal. I want us to understand, and this is something that I am learning more and more every day. Rest and progress can coexist. That whole cliche that says sleep is for suckers, or that cliche that talks about I'll sleep or I will rest when I die. No, that doesn't have to be the anthem or the model of a spirit-led believer. Okay. What's important is pace. What's important is the rhythm that God has uniquely designed for you. And we just have to tap in. And so I want you to begin to ask yourself the question of, are you in the rhythm that you need to be in your life? Or are you busy checking off what you said you were going to do in the time you said you were going to do it in? Are you allowing yourself to pivot and allowing yourself sustainable growth by pacing yourself and being consistent in the thing in which God has called you. We cannot honor. Before I say we cannot honor, what I will say is we can honor our calling without burning ourselves out. What looks slow may be sustainable if we change our mindset, okay? And so sometimes in the face of lifing, adjusting our pace and not quitting is about maturity. So I may change the way I do things, but I won't change the why I do them. Okay. Healthy leaders, we don't sprint nonstop, but we set rhythms that last. I hope that this message encourages someone. And my challenge to you today is to set a rhythm and be consistent. God bless you, everyone, and have an amazing year.